It's just going to be such an incredible night
Yeah.
to sort of like revisit that album with you guys playing the whole thing. It's going to be brilliant.
I've got to say one thing though, I can't sing in the helium voice that I had then, so we have semitoned some of the songs down a bit.
Okay, but can we bring helium balloons to the side have you just suck the helium first and go out? That's just an idea, guys. Virgin Radio is Jayne Middlemiss live at the top of the tower, and I am so happy to be joined by the lovely Sonia Madden and Glenn Johansson from Echobelly. I cannot believe, guys, we have never met before.
No, we haven't.
This craziness.
I'm really excited to meet you.
I am so excited to meet you. Do you know how many times they sent Jamie Theakston to interview you? And I was like, I want to interview them too. I'm so angry. So talk to me, right? The 90s are back in such a big way. And your band, Echobelly, were right at the forefront of the Britpop movement. Tell me, what was it like back then being in the middle of it, in a band?
I think, what was the famous saying? If you can remember a lot of it, you weren't really there.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It was everything, as in both sides of the spectrum, as in joyful and really, I shouldn't swear, but tough as well. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it was quite a big sort of like a movement in this country. Did you realise that this was such an important time, Glenn, when you were around?
Not at the time, I think. I don't think you quite saw it that way. There was something in the air, obviously. It wasn't just music. It was arts, there was film, it was everything, you know. It was just a very vibrant time, I thought. You know, and a lot of things were happening. You can go see a name band every day of the week, you know, in a small venue, for instance. And you know, it was great. It was really great.
And we have this resurgence back this year. You know, Oasis had the reunion tour, and this has kick-started everyone to just be like, we want more of this. And you're on tour again, aren't you?
We are,
and
yes.
This is so exciting. Tell me about the tour, because it's 30 years since the album On, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to play the whole album in its entirety.
Amazing.
So I better learn it. It was a long time ago. We're really excited about it and a bit nervous because we've carried on making music and we're really going back to where it all started. And so it's a lot of emotions attached to the whole thing. And it's brilliant to go back and listen to songs and learn them again and having no memory of writing them. So, yeah.
How come? Was it just the hedonistic times, or were you just so involved? Because your songs are quite emotional, and you put a lot of your songs in the lyrics, didn't you?
Yeah, I think because we were on a kind of an upward rise at that time, and we were touring a lot all over the world, and you had to write on the road.
Yes. I saw a lot of this backstage at Top of the Pops. A lot of the artists turning up with notepads and just like having to do it, didn't you? I mean, this was what you had to do then.
You had to, yeah, absolutely. I think On was written on tour, basically, the whole album. Because from the time we released our first album, Ego, we were touring constantly. So you had to write on the road, you know.
You had to.
But you did. It was cool because you were kind of so wrapped up in the whole thing, you know. So
and it must have been pretty rock and roll. Now, speaking of rock and roll, I'm going to hear one of your biggest songs now. This is King of the Curb. And can I just say, what a guitar riff on this. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. It takes me right back to the heart of it and how exciting those times are. And we are coming back to you, but this right now is Echobelly. I love that song. Your voice on that is so gorgeous.
You're so nice.
It transports me to another time, and it's so ethereal. I think that was, you always had that power in your arsenal to sort of stand there and take us to another dimension.
I thought you were going to say you had that power in your arse. I was like, how do I reply to that one? Okay.
I just have to apologise for the salty language from Sonia there. Sonia, thank you very much for that. So let me take you back to that time. You said that was written on the road. Let me take you back to, it's the mid-90s. Everything is kicking off massive. I mean, I was presenting Top of the Pops back then. You were performing on Top of the Pops back then. Can you remember anything about thinking, wow, this is the point where we've made it?
I think there were probably quite a few points like that. When you're on the road and you have a knock on your hotel door and it's Little Richard. And it's like, hi, I live in this hotel and I want this room. And so you say, yes, sir. You pack your bag and you move to another room. I mean, surreal things like that, yeah. But...
Well, I think Top of the Pops is one of those moments as well,
agree.
I think, where it kind of, the realization kicked in, you know.
Yeah. But also, Top of the Pops, I mean, I think it looked ever so glamorous on the screen, but it was actually a bunch of ugly little corridors painted like lime green. And like bands who had grown up their entire year thinking this is the pinnacle, and you were like in a tiny dressing room with your name on the door in sort of like felt tip.
Well, I think that's the beauty of it all, wasn't it?
Yeah. I can remember the bar more than anything else.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have to perform live. Sonia had to sing live, but the band didn't have to perform. So
you were just...
time was spent in the bar, you know.
So do you remember any of it, Glenn?
I do, yes. I remember quite a bit of Top of the Pops, actually. That was really interesting. But there's a lot of things, there are a lot of gaps, you know, because we were so... wrapped up in it at the time. So
it is. It's just very. I mean, it is. You're just so wrapped up in it, you don't really sort of see it. So you're back on the road. When is this happening? Where can we see you?
It starts off. It's basically called the On Tour.
Brilliant.
And we are going to start off in Manchester here, and go around the country. We are kind of unofficially starting in Spain a few days before, so I suppose
there's some massive venues. I love some of the venues that you're playing in. I mean, you've got the Cluny in Newcastle. You're playing the Electric Ballroom in London. You're at Lead Mill in Sheffield. I mean, you're all over the country in some venues that have the sound in those places are amazing. It's just going to be such an incredible night to sort of like revisit that album with you guys playing the whole thing. It's going to be brilliant.
I've got to say one thing though, I can't sing in the helium voice that I had then, so we have semi-toned some of the songs down a bit.
Okay, but can we bring helium balloons to the side have you just suck the helium first and go out? That's just an idea, guys. I'm floating that out with you, inflating it. Well, thank you so much for coming in to speak to us. It's absolutely gorgeous to speak to you and to meet you finally, the gorgeous Sonia and Glenn from Echobelly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Virgin